Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take on Coke, which has gone very woke, apparently. Coca-Cola said, and this is from the AJC, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Coca-Cola said it will require diversity among law firms who bill it for work in the United States and reduce payments if they don't comply. Seems weird that they could force other companies to do that. Like, what about your own company? Is Coke as diverse as they are forcing other companies to be? Because I would think that would be incredibly hypocritical if they weren't as diverse. The Atlanta-based beverage giant's general counsel, a recent hire from the top ranks of Ford, disclosed the changes in a letter Thursday to law firms the company uses. See, I'm against this sort of racial quota nonsense because, first, I think it will tend to get excuse me, get people hired who maybe aren't as qualified, and get people not hired who would be more than qualified. And, you know, the sword cuts both ways. The problem is, will anybody say anything if, I don't know, if the entire Atlanta branch of Coca-Cola was 98% African American employees? I kind of think nobody would care. And no one would say anything. But if it was the other way around, whoa, wait a minute. So, I'm not down with this racial quota system at all. It's racist. It's just racist. And it makes zero sense. Hire people based on their worth, based on their merit, based on their experience, based on that you like them, but not their race. Quote, quite simply, we are no longer interested in discussing motivations, programs, or excuses for little to no progress. Okay. Coke. Soda. You bottle of soda. It's the results that we are demanding and we'll measure it going forward. Unquote. Bradley Gayton wrote. That part in the middle I added. He told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution that he hopes other major companies make similar moves to, quote, change the trajectory of diversity in the field. Change it to what? Listen to some of this. Specific targets and penalties come after many Fortune 500 companies pledged to address racial inequality more aggressively in the wake of last year's widespread Black Lives Matter protest, which I've talked about a bunch of times, but to put a cap on it, they weren't exactly honest in their motivations for rioting. They were kind of all over the map and communist and Marxist, as well as fueling looting and arson and death. So that you're so pro that, I wonder how pro you will be that when they come to your city and burn down your skyscraper. Oh, that's right. The riots never seem to happen there, because I bet the cops respond to you there, rich people. Rich company with private security force. Coke said it will require quarterly reporting 4 times a year. That's every 3 months. About the makeup of the legal teams that do the work for it and self-identify as American Indian, Alaska Native, Asian Black, women, Hispanic, Latinx, not a thing by the way, LGBTQ+, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, or persons with disabilities. For those working on new matters for Coke, at least 30% of each billed associate and partner time will be from diverse attorneys, and of such amounts, at least half will be from black attorneys. This is racism. It's total racism. That's all it is. You are forcing people to use people of certain races, or you won't pay them as much money? It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I won't support this. I'm done with Coke products. You can keep your Coke and all the other many products you make, many of which I drink, or did up until now. I mean, I started hearing about the Coke gets woke mentality a little while back, and I thought, well, they're probably just going along with it. Oh, no. And I'd be very interested to see if their actual staff, their staff, is as woke as they're demanding everybody else's be. I assume they're not that woke in, say, the Coke headquarters in India or China or any of the other places in the world where this stuff wouldn't fly. I bet you won't enforce it there. Ooh, you don't want to lose that market share. Well, you're going to eventually lose the market share here too, because word will get out how woke you are. And it won't stop here, because it never stops here. This won't be woke enough for the Twidiots. They will demand more. They will criticize you more. And they will demand even more diversity. And you won't be able to deliver it. On top of the fact that you will probably end up hiring people that aren't as qualified for the work, because you're hiring them on the basis of race or gender or disability or whatever. And there's just, in some cases, I mean, how many Alaskan natives do you have in Atlanta? Enough that you could fill a quota? Pacific Islander, black, women, Hispanic, Latinx, Asian. I mean, that's a pretty big mix. Native Hawaiian person? Whoa. Where are you supposed to find all these people? They all is it that diverse in Atlanta? You're going to have to import them from other cities just to meet your quota? It seems ridiculous. How about just hiring, I don't know, people who are qualified regardless of their race or sexual orientation or disability? And it's LGBTQ plus. I mean, that includes people who are non-binary. All you have to do is say, oh yeah, my staff's non-binary. Your entire staff? Yeah. Good luck proving that they're not. Good luck proving that either way. Oh, but your non-binary members they're married? Non-binary people can be married if they want. They just feel different on different days. See how it works? Cuts both ways. And that's what's going to end up happening. They're just going to end up lying to you. Because what choice do they have with such big quota systems? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they could fill the quotas for black employees, because there are a lot of black people in Atlanta. I don't know about the other races, though. I mean, Pacific Islander? Is that a big enough group in Atlanta? I don't know. But disabilities, I guess. And what if somebody is half Asian, half black, and disabled? Do they count as 3 employees? Oh, and they're gay. 4? Does it count as 4? Makes no sense. When I hire a lawyer, I want the best lawyer. I'm not looking for their race. I'm not checking out their diversity. You're making this about everything but the job. And that's just a distraction. Even if those people are good at their jobs, you're still just distracting from it. You're still causing more cost and time and labor on things that don't matter. They don't matter to most people anyway. And on top of the fact that the Twidiots still won't accept your wokeness. They won't accept it. And you could virtue signal all you want in the corporate world. Eventually, you'll either get exposed, quote unquote, I'm doing quotes, because they'll say you're not woke enough. Maybe they'll catch a meeting of Coke executives, and it just so happens that on that day, nobody of a diverse persuasion happens to be in the meeting, and then what are you going to do? Ooh, the picture goes viral, and now you're screwed. It's just stupid. The whole plan is stupid. I mean, do you really hope to make money on this? Is this how Coke makes money now? I thought they made soda that tastes delicious, not racial justice. I don't want racial justice in my soda. I just want the damn soda. If you can't just give me the damn soda, if you got to lecture me, and that's around the corner too, right? It won't be enough to just do it with your employees. Oh, it's time to put it on the product. Put your money where your mouth is. Put it on the product. I bet you won't do it in other countries that aren't as woke. I bet that stuff won't fly in a lot of other countries. I bet you won't sacrifice your sales there to get all woke. What are you going to do in India? Are you going to import, people from all these different persuasions just to be in India? Same thing in China. I mean, the Han Chinese make up the majority of the population. If they're the majority of your employees, are you a bunch of racists? Well, just so happens that people in China are pretty racist these days, but that's besides the point. Coke is the one trying to do all this virtue signaling. It won't work. It can't work. It's just dumb. I don't even think it's legal. I'm not a lawyer, but I think it's kind of illegal and discriminatory to force other companies to have racial quotas and then to penalize them monetarily if they don't make the grade. I don't think you can force that on another company. I guess you can put it in a clause of a contract, and if they agree to that, maybe, but again, it seems discriminatory to steal their money. And at some point, you're going to have to enforce it against a well-meaning law firm that thought they had enough racial diversity, but that your guys say, oh, turns out you don't. We're going to have to penalize you for that. And then you're probably going to end up in a lawsuit with them, sued by your own law firm for policy that you didn't even really need. How about just, I don't know, hiring lawyers? Hiring qualified people. I mean, you could, I guess, donate to colleges or, I mean, if you did a scholarship fund, you could try to get more people in college and create more diverse attorneys. That could help, I guess. But this just seems racist and unmanageable. And I don't want it in my beverage. I don't want this kind of controversy and drama in a beverage. I just want a beverage. I just want a Coke, or what do you guys make? Dasante? That's probably the one I drink. Now I'm not going to drink it, because I don't want to be involved in this. I don't want to support this. Sounds racist to me. So, good luck, Coke. I was always a Coke guy. Coke, no Pepsi. But now, gotta rethink that. All because you went woke.